Say start, save and close. Okay, so let's see if this goes over to YouTube. It says that it is, but I don't see anything yet. Okay, so I'm going to refresh over on YouTube. I'm also going to verify, excuse me, verify that the post Thanksgiving show is live and that you can hear that. Yes, you can hear that. So we'll go back to the channel. Okay, now it says that I'm live streaming. So I'm going to delete this one that was basically useless. And I've got another one that's live now. That's on there. So it says the stream that's live just says BirdDog John live stream. Okay, so there are two. One says post Thanksgiving show. That's StreamYard. One says BirdDog John live stream, and that one is the one that's coming directly out of YouTube. I'm sorry, directly out of vMix. And I'm 50 something seconds into that, and I have just normal latency mode set up on that. Stream health is good. It's supposed to be just 1080p, which it appears to be. If I make it full screen, I mean, it's not amazing. The quality's not like super great. So I'm wondering what the deal is, because the point of all this is I'm trying to figure out what's downgrading my show quality, right? So if I open the StreamYard show and I make that full screen, and then I look at the full screen, well, okay, so there is some variance there. Stream settings. Let's look at the actual show. Open this in a new tab. Okay, now I'm going to compare the two. Oh, man. Okay, so yes, there is a fair bit of detail that has been added to the show that's coming directly out of vMix. And so StreamYard, I'm looking at you. This is on you. But between the two, one of them, a new tab, and the audio's working there. So that's very interesting. Okay. And then the other side of this is I want to refresh the title maps. Cancel. So is step one, log into YouTube. So the other piece on this is I want to use YouTube vMix socials to manage the conversations that are happening across each of those platforms, right? So this process has been complete. Please close this platform. BirdDog John live stream. Which chat do you want to see? Okay, so yes. All right, so now if I open the socials tab, boy, this is crazy, and I refresh this, I just want to see what it does. BirdDog John live stream. I'm gonna post in there, and then I will pull up the socials page and see if anything comes through. View the queue, view all. Nothing. All right, so that's strange. Maybe I need to restart socials once everything is... Are you sure you want to close this? Yes, I'm sure. Let's try that one more time. Bueller. Socials. Connected. Huh. Well, this is a challenge to figure this out. All right, so if I jump over, good afternoon from Amsterdam. Okay, so people are, wait, where's my mouse? Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to, yeah, okay, so the Thanksgiving show is definitely, ooh, it sounds good though. Thanksgiving show is definitely less in quality. If you run this at 1080p, there's a lot more detail there than the other one. If I open socials and all right, I'm connected. So let's view the web interface. I see nothing in the socials tab from anybody talking on the actual BirdDog John live stream one. But there is somebody chatting in there. So I'm not convinced that that's working. Oh, there it is. You have to actually turn them on, evidently. Okay, so if you click hello, if you click on that, and now socials is working, add to queue. Ooh, man, how does this work? Man, this is like melting my brain right now. So, is it an overlay? It must be an overlay, right? So, lower thirds, we're going to add an input. We're going to add a title. We're going to add a title. Here we go. Socials. And then we're just going to pick one of these and say, okay, then. And then, interesting. And, okay, so this is the generic title. Now I need to figure out how to actually manipulate this. Title editor. Data source from, add a data source. Nope. I'm doing it wrong. I must be doing this wrong. This is, I feel like I'm doing this wrong. Send it? What does that do? All right, I can take this down. What does send what? There's no like socials button inside of vMix, right? Am I missing something here? I mean, clearly I'm missing something, but vMix socials lets you put chat on stream. Yes. So here's the thing: is I'm trying to do this function, which is in StreamYard, right? I'm trying to do this function directly into vMix because that's actually one of the best things about StreamYard is that you can put this in there, and I don't mind creating my own inside of vMix. But I need to learn, I guess, about I need to learn edit title mappings, message. Oh, I see. Okay, so I think I think I may have connected something here. Okay, so this is just the generic one. If I edit title, actually nope, that's not it. Title, come on everybody, let's figure this out here. I feel like I need to add a data source, right? Refresh the title. Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Trigger overlay 4. Queued entries only. Repeat entries. Edit title mapping. That's cool. From name, from user, add a photo, source photo, say okay. Good afternoon from Amsterdam. Well, good afternoon. How did I do that? I'm not entirely sure how that happened. Now, I got to operate this on multiple screens because that seems like a lot. So if I can do this like, oh no, if I can do, Windows trying to be too smart. Okay, so now I can send this. Okay, so here's my own image. Hey, morning, just popping in to say I won't be around yet again. I'm out of the show. All right, Angus. Well, appreciate you stopping by anyways. Okay, so this I don't hate too much. The title's kind of meh, but it seems to work pretty well. How do I make sure? Limit text to 140 characters. Seconds automatically update. Okay, so, no. Okay, so I think what I need to do is put a timer on this guy. And so we're going to say triggers on transition in, overlay input out, delay by, no, for crying out loud. Oh, 15 seconds, add. On transition in, overlay input for out. Okay, so let's try this now. So if we transition in, let's see if this clears. Clear the queue. View all messages. Okay. So if you're just joining us, we're trying out vMix Socials. I think this is probably too long. Trying out vMix Socials to see if I can basically get rid of StreamYard. Mostly because I'm not super impressed with what appears to be, I don't know about this, guys. Let's try this. What do I got here? Duration. Out, delay by 8,000. All right, so I definitely screwed this up. Edit. All right, let's try this again. Out, and then transition in. Just popping in to say I won't be around yet again. I'm out on a show. Okay, perfect. So let's see if this clears on its own. The issue is that I have to use vMix Socials in a separate window, and I don't really have that much real estate. And so I kind of want to but then again, I have to use StreamYard on a separate screen, so I don't really see what the difference is, right? Okay, so on this show, yeah, all right. Check the audio on a separate screen, so I don't really. Okay, this is not clearing, obviously. So overlay in, overlay 2 out, title, duration 5, mix 1. That's exactly what I did for this one. Oh, whoops. Overlay in. That's what I need to do. Edit. Okay, so now let's try that. Let's clear this again. Okay, so we're going to pull up socials. I'm going to send this one in. Good afternoon from Amsterdam. I don't really care for that title necessarily. Like that's kind of whatever. Hey-oh. But it does clear. Now it clears a little fast, which is fine. But let's maybe change this to, wait, just a few more seconds. Okay, so now if we send this, good afternoon for Amsterdam. What's going on? Okay, so this is now working. The next question is, does it work on, good, that's good. All right, so now we're going to go to title editor. Oh, is there no way to quickly, gosh darn it. All right, so there's no way to quickly change it. So I should have paid more attention to the titles because I just don't care for that necessarily. Ooh, I kind of like that one. Yeah, I kind of like this one instead. So let's put this one in. Let's deleted this one now that we know what we're doing, evidently. Let's change the transition on this one. On overlay in, I want overlay, whoops, come on, overlay out. For overlay out and add. Got it. So now I'm going to mark this as overlay 4. And then we're going to test mine again. Send. Oh, socials is not using the correct one. Needs to be this one. So let's send this again. Boom. What is going on with my face? Dang it. That's great. Your title. So that's not going to work. Why would it do what vMix? Why? Maybe something like this. Oh wait, socials, right? So maybe something a little simpler. That's the one I was using. No, that's the one I was using. So let's try this one. All right. Let's edit this on overlay in. All overlay out, input out. We're going to add. Then we got to go to socials and say, what overlay are we going to use? We're going to go streets ahead green. Oh, cancel that. And then we are going to send. Hey, that looks all right. And so now we're going to edit this because I don't care for your title. This can just be, I think, deleted. Do you want to clear the your title option? Yes. Okay, cool. And the other thing is I'm not crazy about the text. Yeah, so we're going to use the typical BirdDog text. And the message, we're also going to use the BirdDog text. Where is it here? I'll be right with you, folks, if people are talking. Okay, so now, if we fire this, BirdDog John says hello. Okay. I think we're in good order, and that clears correctly. Thanksgiving. So, John, what do you do for a living? Your title here. Exactly. I don't have a title. I don't know what my title is. So there you go. There you go, folks. What do I know? All right, not a lot, evidently. Okay, so the temptation is to then obviously link my Twitch account and link Facebook and stream all of those out of here. The question is, how many can you do, right? I think 3. So Twitch would be next. And it wants me to log in. Enter a code that we're going to text you. Okay, then. Two-factor authentication. Gotta love that. Maybe? Oh, Twitch. Why? Request SMS. Remember me for at least 30 days, y'all. All right, your Twitch account is this number. Yoink. Okay. I guess I could just also look at my phone. Okay, your login process has been completed for vMix. So there we go. And that seems to be functional. So if you're over on Twitch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this stream and start again in vMix, okay? So hang tight. I'll be right back. And then for those of you who are watching on BirdDog John, I'm going to start stream number 2 for Twitch. And then I'm going to save and close. And I'm going to go over to Twitch. I'm going to go over to Twitch. And I'm going to open socials. And I'm going to... and turn on the Twitch one. Twitch connection was denied. Increase your account. Not right now. What is going on here? Okay. My channel. It says I'm live. Hey, we see you. The difference is noticeable, says NetHab. What's going on, NetHab? Okay, interesting. So inside socials, though, I'm still not collecting that information. So let me, I'm not seeing. Please try logging in again. Okay, so I'm going to close down socials and reopen it. Socials. And then vMix is connected. YouTube is connected. It does not like the connection. Oh. Did that work? That may have worked. Channel name. The channel name is BirdDog John. Did that work? I think it worked. Somebody messaged me over on Twitch. Because I think vMix Socials is now functional. Connected. Yeah, there's just no messages there. But I'm going to close this. Are you sure you want to close this? Yes, because I have another instance open. Okay. So the second stream. So here's the issue, though, is that I can only stream to 3 platforms with vMix. And so that's the disadvantage here is I can't stream to multiple places. I can only stream to BirdDog John, Twitch, and one other, probably Facebook. But NetHab says that the difference is noticeable, which is fascinating. NetHab at Dark Balu, say something. Why didn't I see that come through socials? Or did I, and I just missed it? Excuse me. Okay, nothing has come through here. Do I need to refresh this? Socials, and I want to view it over. Ah! So does this work? Yeesh. It sure does. Very cool. The quality on the stream. Albert says the quality of the stream. Oh, I don't like that. The quality on the stream on YouTube looks great. That's good to know. Namaste from India. Is this a good time to update? Oh, sorry. Is this a good time to update my P120 and my flex converters? Is the question. Yes, it would be. I don't like the. Anyways, sorry. Let's actually talk about this Go Web question real quick because that's what we're here to do. Yes, so the P120s, the latest firmware for them is quite good. I would recommend going to that one that's on the website. I use it frequently on Cam 2, which is this guy. Great firmware, seems to be pretty stable. The Flex converters, the 4K family, those ones don't have an NDI5 update yet. The plan is to have that happening next. They're kind of next in line for, but I don't know what that looks like in terms of future. In terms of the future, I don't know when that will come. So the LTS NDI4 version for Flexes is quite good. I use that on several devices around the network or around my network for Flexes. But yeah, they're quite a good. That's quite a stable firmware as well. But if you're going to P120, I believe that's an NDI5 firmware, and the Flex converters I believe is still on 4.5. There isn't any that I know of. There isn't an issue showing video on a Flex converter, like a Flex out, from a NDI5 P120. I don't know of an outstanding issue. If any of my guys in the office are watching and you know of an issue, please speak now or forever endure the help desk tickets. NetHub says Silicon 2 is officially out of beta for the P120s, right? So, yes, the Silicon 2 launched on Thanksgiving break, and that is available for all HD cameras. That's what the website says. So all HD cameras are currently available for update. All right, for those of you who are watching on, oh, you know what? Go back to settings. Number 3. Where is friend face? Okay, Facebook settings. Log into Facebook. Okay. Something went wrong. Big surprise. Edit access. Deselect all the groups I belong to. Yikes. Where is the BirdDog group? There we go. Okay, so your events don't need to be access to that. Deselect all but BirdDog. Deselect all but BirdDog, and then the only other one is the BirdDog user group right here. There we go. To which continue. Something went wrong. Please try again later. All right, I'm gonna have to figure out the Facebook stuff if we're gonna go to Facebook through vMix directly, because it doesn't like that. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. I'm not too sure what the deal is there. Deselect all. Come on. Now, I am an admin on the BirdDog user group. There are multiple admins on that group. Where is it? Not the beta group. This one, user group. And then deselect all except for BirdDog. There we go. All right, let's try this. Continue. Oh, it got past the error. Requesting. Continue as John. Giggity goo. Login has been completed. Very cool. Okay, so that worked. Interesting. Oh, hey, what's going on, GoWeb? Can you briefly show how the new dashboard on the P120 post update looks like? Sure. I'd be happy to do that for you. Let's go on over to the big screen. And oh, hey, if you're playing along, as people normally do, hey, everybody, this is our little heat map, and it is currently up and running. So if you'd like to join us on the heat map, feel free to scan that QR code. It'll take you to a 2-question survey that says, what country are you in? What's the closest city? And it will put a pin on that city. So FYI. All right, and then while we wait for that to happen, whoa, this is wild. Let's do this. Hey, Windows, will you chill for just a second? Seriously, what is wrong with you? Okay, so let's go here. This is BirdDog Studio I think this is a P110 that I have in here. Yoink. Oh, somebody else just joined the heat map. All right, let's give this a second. All right, there we go. So this is the new dashboard for the, I think I'm on 109. That may not be actually the latest now that I think about it. birddog.tv/downloads. If it isn't, we can do the update right now. 110. Oh, it's not the Silicon 2 update, which is 112. Okay, well, let's do the update. Let's see what happens when we do live updates on a show that's currently underway. Nothing bad could happen with that, right? Okay, so all right, here we go. Yoink. Let's type in our super secret default password. And we're going to say system update. We're going to go to today, and we're going to say extract all here. It's actually going to load this file somewhere else, not under today. It's going to boot it elsewhere. So let's find this file. Oh, okay. Everybody needs to chill. Extract there. I don't want to upload the zip file. Common mistake. Uploading the zip file when you should be uploading only the FW file. All right, here we go. So let's upload and see what happens. Nothing can go wrong with this idea. You know. In the meantime, can BirdDog Cloud be installed on a Windows server? When I install the token, it appears briefly, and then it disappears. And when I try to claim the machine, manually, the message says the endpoint has already been claimed, and you already have a ticket. So typically, we can reset the endpoint claim, but I actually think that the process is not this way anymore. Sorry, I'm not super versed on cloud. Just as to like register, because things have a lot of stuff has changed here recently. But we can certainly go in on the back end and see what is going on, first of all, and we can unregister that machine if needed. But, well, does it not show up in your cloud account? Like, that would be the first thing. If it says it's already registered, then I would first of all go over to your cloud account and see if it shows up there in the list of endpoints. Because typically, if it's already registered, then it will show up on the left-hand side. and maybe that has already happened. If not, then we can certainly look up the endpoint from an administrative side as to what you have going on here. But I might need to pull the ticket and actually look at. Let me just copy this. Control C. I'm actually over there right now, so let's see what we can find, if anything. I see a user with this username. Are you by any chance over in the Netherlands? There's nothing here. Admin control, connections. Do you know what your endpoint was called? Because that would also be helpful. We can actually go in and look at all of your endpoints. It looks like there has been one registered that is not set up with any sort of information. So if you go into the endpoint, so I'm making huge assumptions here, but if you go into your endpoint information and you look, you do have 2 endpoints registered here if this is the same user, and one of them has no information filled out. And so that endpoint would not start until that information's done. So no, it doesn't show up on our endpoint list. When I register a Windows 10 Windows machine, it registers automatically and it's put in the list. Okay, so this is probably something we'll have to do. Get all your details and everything and then do this, log in as you, which we can do from a administrative side. We can log in and see what's going on. Okay. In the meantime, by the way, the P110 has finished the update. And so now I'm going to refresh this web UI. Okay, so it looks very similar to what it is that we had before. Let me think about what I want to do here. I want to hang on here. Yoink, this one. Here is the token. Okay, I will look that up. Yoink. Yeah, so I have a tendency to agree that I think the BirdDog John live stream. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off. Hi, John. Hey, what's going on? LinkedIn user. Let's find out who you are. That is Eric. What's going on, Eric? Eric C. As in the Eric C that I know? It is the Eric C that I know. What's going on, Eric? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by the show. Fun times. Want to learn anything about NDI? I can help you out there. Is there a timeline for Silicon 2 coming to the P400s? There is not. As far as I know, there is no timeline for Silicon 2 coming to the 400s. I have asked the engineers to fill me in on that because I also don't know. But there is currently no announcement about Silicon 2 coming to 4K cams. Currently only written for HD cameras as per the website. All right, let me get out of here. I'm going to look up this endpoint. Man, I'm all over the map today. I'm going to look up the endpoint from an administrative side and see what's going on. Okay, so this endpoint is here. It looks to be registered to a company. I will have to open your ticket to find out if it's registered to your company, but it is already here registered. So good times, guys. Good times. Oh, this goes right over my face in the screen, so that's fun. I'm gonna have to move my image or something. But. Okay, so then in vMix, am I limited to 3 destinations? Because I don't see LinkedIn as an option on their like pre-filled streaming options. I see a lot of like random ones, but I'm not seeing that as an option there. So since I'm going over to birddogjohn.tv, I am going to remove the stream going there. And everybody, there are 2 streams on that channel. Before I cut it loose, there are 2 streams on there. You need to go to the one that does not say post Thanksgiving show 11 to 12. You need to go to the one that says BirdDog John live show. Okay? So moving over there now. And done. All right, that one's done. I do strongly encourage you to go over to BirdDog J, your image here. I encourage you to go over to birddogjohn.tv. I got to fix that second overlay. And check that out. All good. All right, so I'm slowly backing off of my integrations. The Facebook one doesn't seem to work. Am I limited to 3 in vMix? Is that what I'm reading here? Is that I can only do 3 destinations total? Because I'm going to Twitch and I'm going to YouTube. And technically I should go to the other YouTube channel. But here's what I don't like about this is when I go live, I have to go over to YouTube and customize the actual show, which is super annoying. So inside of the studio, the actual live studio show, we're getting much better quality, okay? And we're getting much better quality in terms of visual quality. But we are definitely, it's annoying that it's called the BirdDog John live stream. So now I'm going to change this to say post Thanksgiving show. Yoink. 11 to 12. I'll say 11 to 12 plus. And then monkeying around with vMix. Stream settings and social. Monkeying. Is that a word? Okay, save. So, all right, now we've changed that. The BirdDog logo became transparent in chroma key. Oh, really? Okay, back to socials. The BirdDog. Oh, on my shirt. Oh, yeah. Yes, it does. Because I'm keying out the green. So I would have to go to like blue or something if that was what I wanted to do. Okay, so over on now the post-Thanksgiving show is this one. Okay. And the quality at 1080 seems better. People are saying it's better, noticeably better, which is great because that's one of my complaints. And also then, it's one of my complaints with StreamYard. The company is 123 Ventures, so this is not registered to you. So it gave you the same code as another company. That's interesting. So there is a way to reinitiate that code. Let me get, so I'm like all over the place today, guys. I'm really sorry. So back to this conversation is here. This conversation that I'm having is that code is registered to a different company, which is weird. That shouldn't be the case. So there is a way to actually reset that so it issues you a new code. But I feel like that code is generated based off the MAC address. I don't know. I could be wrong. We're doing a lot of things over here, folks. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think that it's auto-generated. Let me find the instructions to reinitiate that code. Let me see if it is in my knowledge database. It might be. This would be under software, under cloud. Cloud. My claim code is already in use. So my claim, if you're getting the code, if you're getting the error, my claim code is already in use. What's happening is the installation program issues you a code and tells you that it's already in use when you attempt to connect to cloud. So there's a problem with the computer's root system in this instance. Okay. Essentially, the computer is using the same identifiers as another computer that's already connected to cloud. This typically happens if you're like into re-imaging machines and you don't change the MAC address. They get into some danger there. This means that the computer is already using that the computer that you are already using probably has been cloned or imaged incorrectly, and the identifiers in the computer's registry are identical to another machine that's already being used in the cloud platform. So is this your first cloud install? And if it is, did you buy this machine from a company that you're installing on? Did you buy this machine from a company that sells to multiple people? Because there may be an imaging issue here. Now, how to reinitiate the claim code? Where is it here? Claim code. Claim. Cloud 2 install process. It's not 2. Dang it, there is a way. Here we go. Occasionally, you will find that the claim code isn't generating and the install items may not be fully removed. So you'll need to go and uninstall the settings.json file at the following location, and I can put this in the chat wherever you're at. So let me copy this. This should once you remove this and then restart the endpoint, it should reinitiate the claim code that then you can use inside of cloud. So here we go. I'll put this over in the chat. This is the location of that file, the settings.json file that you need to remove. Okay. If it's cloned, it needs to have a unique identifier. So if that's the case, because you posted this, if it's a virtual, it is a virtual machine that's from paper something. So it could definitely be a cloned. Interesting. So it needs to have a unique identifier. So yeah, there you go. GoWeb says, yes, the YouTube quality is very good, or V good. I'm gonna say very. The socials thing is okay. I kind of have to trust. That it's doing it. You know. I wonder if the best way to do that is. Oh, it brings in the emojis too. That's cool. I wonder if the best way to do that is to, on my NDI stream thing, is to do the NDI output. Oh man, my whole workflow is changing because of this. Again, I'm not thrilled that I'm not going to be able to. StreamYard is nice because you can set all the same settings for all the streams, and you can go to like 10 platforms at the same time. With vMix, you can only go to 3. And so I'm wondering if I'm wondering if that works. if it would work to either run both StreamYard and vMix, because the quality is a lot better. Yeah, the quality is a lot better when I'm doing it directly out of vMix to those platforms. So that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in better quality streams, video in particular. So there's that. Now, the stream health has been excellent the whole time. When I first kicked this off, I was streaming this in 4K, and YouTube was not happy about that. So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that, but interesting stuff. Nick says, yes, deleting the settings.json will generate a different code. We had to do it several times with Jake when we configured to an enterprise network. Boom. Boom goes the dynamite, everybody. I almost need like another screen for socials. You know, because this is a primary function of what it is that I'm up to over here. So I almost need a separate screen so that I can jump over there, change those things. How many screens can I get? I already have 2, right? Because I got the big one here next to me, which is this one. But I definitely feel... Whoa, wait, no, not that one. This one. I definitely feel like I'm flying blind, though, because I'm not able to see vMix. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to turn on an NDI output and push that to my multi-viewer. Let's see if that makes a massive performance difference. I'm betting it will. So we're going to go to settings. We're going to go to outputs. We're going to say NDI output on for stream 1. Then I'm going to go into my studio monitor, and I'm going to look at the TelScript, and I'm going to go to the web UI for that. And inside TelScript, I'm going to put in my super secret password. And on the preset 3, I'm going to say that I want yoink. I'm going to say, let's refresh this list. vMix output. Let's refresh again. Is this, am I actually getting this? Stream Dude Studio, whoa. No, it's not actually outputting that yet. Settings. Outputs. NDI output on, say okay. Oh, that's maybe I hit cancel. NDI output on, output 1 is now present. And so we'll go back to the TelScript. Oh my gosh. We're going to refresh the list again. Output 1. I'm going to add this to preset number thrice. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to click on that. Boom. Okay, there's the output. It's the Donald Trump hands. And then I'm going to cut this over. Okay, so now my TelScript is watching the actual vMix output, which means that now when I am in socials, vMix social, sorry, and I've put one of these up here, it shows it on the screen. Cool, cool, cool. All right. That's very neat. How neat is that? Oh, did you hear that? I didn't hear that. Crap. Sound effects are turned. Wait a minute. On.
That's pretty neat.
I don't understand what's going on. Okay. You should have heard that. Let me know in the chat if you didn't. And join me over on birddogjohn.tv for more excitement. But if you chat with me over there, it's going to go into now vMix Social. And thank you, NetHab, for confirming that you did indeed hear it. That's fantastic. You heard that over on Twitch. So Twitch is working. Love it. All right. This is changing so much. So much stuff is changing here. Balu says indeed. Also on Twitch. So appreciate that. Okay, so the only thing then is that I can only use 3 streaming sources, which means birddogjohn.tv is where it's going to be at. I'm going to do my best to stream to Facebook in the BirdDog user group, but I do not know if that's going to work. And so be sure that you join me over at birddogjohn.tv and you subscribe to that show so that you know when I go live, because I'm going to give up on StreamYard, I think, which is a huge deal, but it's very expensive. And so I think, let me look at when my subscription is done. Open in a new tab. Let me see when my subscription to StreamYard is done, because I love them, but it degrades my quality so much. And I'm not a fan of that. So I'm going to stop some of these streams that are going on, like the one over to Twitter. And I'm also going to... I'll leave the other ones for now. My biggest regret is that I am not going to be able to stream over to... I'm not going to be able to stream to LinkedIn, I don't think. So, hey, I heard it. I just wanted to see my name pop up. Boom. There it is. So it's not automagic. I have to actually still select these things, but it is working. So for those of you that are hanging out over on Twitch and on YouTube, birddogjohn.tv, your messages are now coming into vMix Social. And this is cool because I can actually give this to somebody to moderate. You know, when I get all big and famous, I can give somebody this to moderate, and we can bring this stuff into the show as needed. Now, I don't particularly like this overlay, but I don't hate it. I just don't particularly like it. So more on that in the future when we sort that out. Okay, good there. Join me over at birddogjohn.tv for more excitement. I do like that I now get the YouTube stats, the analytical stats live that you normally get when you stream to YouTube Studio. So I think I was getting that before, but now I have a reason to be in here, and that works pretty well. So there you go. All right, I'm going to close down YouTube or Facebook. I'm going to close this. Okay. BitFocus, I think I'm good. I don't need that open anymore. So, Thursday's show will be a go, and we will be streaming it to birddogjohn.tv. We'll be streaming it to Twitch, okay? And we will stream it over to, I hope, Facebook, and I hope LinkedIn, but we shall see. If I open the YouTube settings... Oh, and hey, GoWeb. So here is the interface for the actual P110, now that it is up to date on the latest Silicon 2 firmware. It's on 112. Silicon 2 protocol is set to none right now, so I'm not using that for anything. But if I cut over to that camera, that is this camera now, which is operational. I updated it. It looks very bright, but I updated it while it was connected to vMix, and it did not dump vMix, didn't cause any issues there. So this is that user interface for the P110, which would be the same as the P120. And if we jump into AV setup, the place to be, AV setup, the place to be, it appears because this is on the 77, my vMix machine is having trouble reloading, like actually loading the pages. But that's a me problem, not a BirdDog problem. So encode settings, and then if we go over to advanced, we can then set the actual protocol that we want to use, SRT, HX, RTSP, RTMP, and then we can change the settings here. So if I want to do HX, okay, give it a second, and then bitrate, you can change this to whatever you'd like, and 8 megs and whatever. So now I'm going to open up Trusty Dusty. Oh, and one suggestion is hit the restart button when you apply these changes so that I can start the chip with all of these items kind of in line. And so now I'm going to go over and I'm going to open up Studio Monitor. Okay. And I am going to right click on Studio Monitor. We're going to go to the 110 and lo and behold, here is that HX signal that I just turned on. So HX is up and running and all good. Now you can definitely see why HX is slower than full NDI. But hey, if you need to save on bandwidth, why not? If timing isn't everything, if you're not doing iMag, well, now you get the option to do HX. And so here is that full image. That's the full NDI one, but HX is on and working. And if we go back to the dashboard, now we can see that the Silicon 2 protocol is set to HX. So cool stuff. Good times, everybody. Good times. So there is that. Now, back to the Googles over here, and we're going to find out a little bit about what is going on. Hey, what's going on, Jeremy? Hey, man, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving back. Always a pleasure to have you come through, and it's good to see you. I'm trying out vMix Social. I don't know if you see that, but hey, man, I just saw that you were live, wanted to come by and say hey, but only for a second, though. That's all you can give me. Fair enough. Yeah, good stuff. And Jake Feynman's checking in. BirdDog Jake. Hey, John. Hey, I loved our last stream. Hope you're doing well today. Say hi to the team for us. What is going on, Jake? The team clearly will say hello back. Always good. We're trying out vMix Social, so we're giving it a go and seeing what's going on. And I've changed my I've changed my TelScript NDI TelScript teleprompter to show the vMix output now instead of camera 1 because I've gotten used to cam 1. But what's happening is I'm flying vMix blind based on X keys at this point. I'm not looking at it because I'm looking at vMix Social, which is a Chrome tab, and I'm watching it happen in real time. So, hey, sorry, you. It's all good, man. I don't mind. I understand. Busy time of the month. Hey, I don't see my face on vMix Socials. I don't love seeing my face on vMix. Well, you'll have to change your YouTube profile or join me over on Twitch if you don't want to see it there. But that's your username. That's your user profile. So that's one of the things that gets added. I'm slowly backing away from StreamYard. I love StreamYard. I don't want to really give it up, but it's kind of expensive, and also vMix will do all of this. And this is what Tom Sinclair was saying, is you can do all that in vMix Social. Now, somebody tell me, am I limited to only 3 streams in vMix? I think I have vMix HD vMix 4K. Am I only limited to 3 streams? So I may need to change my avatar. Well, there you go. You may need to do that. I'll support you in that if that's what you want to do. But the question is, am I limited to 3 streams inside of vMix? Because that is a clear winner for StreamYard. They can do 10 on their base business license. And so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's go to 250 on this. Ish. I'm going to increase the character count on the vMix Social in case anybody says anything a little bit higher. So we'll go with that. Okay. Back to not that one. Back to this social page. Oh, I'm already on that one. I think you can stream. NetHab says, I think you can stream to more places, but vMix Social can only connect to 3 at a time. I could be wrong. You're not. And you have the 4K version. You're not. I connect vMix to Restream, and I think vMix has 4 streams. Hey, Josh, what's going on? Welcome to the show. The one and only Josh Bernstein. So 4, I see 3 in mine, which is fine. I think that's, unfortunately, I was just hoping that I was like reading that wrong. But I've got, so I'm sending over to Twitch. I'm sending over to YouTube, birddogjohn.tv. The other one that I could set up is Facebook, which is where a lot of our traffic comes from. But I kind of want to go also to like LinkedIn, which I don't see as an option, mind you, vMix. I don't see LinkedIn as an option in your little drop-down menu. So curious why that is, because that seems that would be a highly desired one, right? But maybe not. Maybe that's not the case. Oh, and by the way, don't forget that I have my trusty dusty Josh Bernstein QR code, which will take you to a little survey and say, hey, what country are you in and what is your closest city? And if you fill those things out and hit enter or submit, it will show those. It'll show a pin on that location. And so feel free to fill that out. You'll join me over here on the heat map, and that's always good. Yes, the BirdDog is see-through because of the green screen stuff that's going on behind me. So I'm not a big fan of this talking head thing. I don't like that necessarily. I don't think it's... anyways, I just don't like it too much. But it serves our purpose for what it is that we're doing here today. So there you go. Life is not just about all your own preferences. Sometimes I need to expand this a little bit, eh? Like, look at that. It cuts off, but my hand is still well within the frame. So, alrighty then. Over to the, yoink, over to this layer where we be finding out more about the position of main camera. And this is cropped on this side. Yeah. So let's not crop anything there. So that's full frame now. That gives like, I just need it on this side. I don't really need it on the other side. But if I'm moving my hand around, I want you to actually be able to see that. So finding out all sorts of stuff here today, folks. Good times, great oldies. So there you go. Wait, people are still using Facebook for long form live? I don't know. Oh yeah, this is now over my face. I don't know. I do get a fair bit of traffic from Facebook in terms of like people being on the show from there. The BirdDog user group, that seems to be a place where folks find us. So there you go. There you go. Delete. All right. There's nobody else watching on these other platforms. So I'm totally going to remove everything but the one that's actually Facebook and LinkedIn. See, so this would be where this shines. Other than Facebook, I'm hoping if I link Facebook to vMix Socials. Wait, what is this? If I link it, then maybe it will bring in people's information, like their names, because right now StreamYard doesn't allow for names to come through, which is really annoying. Really annoying. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going on? Talking head seems way more professional in my opinion. Wait, this talking head or this talking head? The one that now you're covering up. Which one are you referring to? I would be interested in knowing that. Josh says, yes, socials only does 3. And first rule of social media is go where your audience is and don't question it. So now to get John to do a TikTok dance. Is that where my audience is over on TikTok? Because I feel like that's not where my audience is. Am I missing something? Um, Josh says, yes, I have lots of customers that are using Facebook for long form. Fascinating. I would be, I mean, that is where the BirdDog user group is where there's probably three places: YouTube, Twitch, and then BirdDog user group. Those are the three places where the majority of this audience lives. And it lives there mostly because I think it's a matter of convenience more than anything, where people are scrolling through the user group and they see that we're live. So there you go. I think that's right. That's what it appears to me to be. Okay, so Facebook settings. You have to log into Facebook, which I think login process has been completed. And then we go back to Facebook settings. Share on your own timeline. No, I want to change the account. Oh, well, that's interesting. Which account do you want to use? BirdDog user group. Stream to new stream. Oh, guy. Okay, so now. All right, so people over on Facebook, and there's like two of you. I am going to switch. I'm going to start the stream to Facebook through vMix. So we're going to stop the StreamYard one. And then we're going to start. We're going to create a stream. Please specify a description. Why? All right, let's just copy the one that we used on the YouTubes. Okay, so that's not so bad. That it does actually ask me to set it up here. Please add vMix to the list of apps to this group. Okay, bees. So let's go to Facebook. We need to go to the group as an admin. I need to add the app, which is here. Apps. Group settings and roles. Yeah. Here it is. Events, community, link the app. Add an app. Add vMix. Let's search for vMix of lot. Okay, here we go. Add. That worked. And okay, the app is now added. So now we're going to go back. Now we're going to say create stream. I think stream is ready. Okay, so now we're going to go back to StreamYard and we're going to turn off this one. Delete. Okay, stop streaming. So now I'm only using StreamYard to go to LinkedIn currently. And then I'm going to go over to socials and I'm going to turn on Facebook. Log into Facebook again. Continue as John. Allow for this page. Oh. It didn't allow for the group though. Why didn't it allow for the group? All right, this one, save. Got it. Could not link socials. Okay, that's an interesting problem. So back to the socials app. Log into Facebook. Continue as John. Okay, so this was the issue. Is that when we I was doing this for a different stream and it was only allowing me to do this to pages and not to groups. And so that seems to be the same restriction here at vMix Socials, is it will only allow us to sign up to the BirdDog page. So I could stream to the page, but I couldn't stream to the So I could only stream to the page, but I couldn't stream to the group. Now I am streaming to the group, but let's refresh this page real quick. So I'm able to stream to the. Am I? Hold on. Ready to stream. Start stream 3. Oh my gosh, this is insane. All right, stream is going. I'm going to delete this one because it's confusing. Hide this post. Refresh this page. And the stream is going because it's confusing. Okay, cool. Hide this post. So that's working. Ooh, and there's live closed captioning as well. So that's fun. And it's pretty fast. Wow. Interesting. Okay. So wouldn't it be great to have John on from Stream Dudes to show you and explain all things Dude Rack and vMix? He's the guy I ask about vMix. Yes. You have mentioned this before, and I agree. I'm in full agreement. Here's the deal. I went down this road pretty much right when I started the show this morning because I thought maybe I could get better quality. So the main question has been, how do I get better quality out of vMix going to YouTube? And my major complaint was it just seems like the stream is not very sharp. It seems like it's soft. And so when I went from StreamYard to direct vMix to YouTube, the quality did jump in terms of it appears that I'm getting a lot more bit rate headed over to YouTube by doing it this way. I wish that there was a way that I could see stats for nerds. Here we go. So I am sending a much bigger bit rate than I normally am compared to what I used to send, which obviously then is probably resulting in a much better image. So there you go. Hopefully that is real. But the only place now that I'm streaming in StreamYard is LinkedIn, and I would really like to add that to vMix, but there doesn't even appear to be. It doesn't appear that I can do that, and now it appears that I'm out of streaming paths, right? So stream 1 is YouTube, stream 2 is Twitch, stream 3 is Facebook. I'm sending 6 megs up to Twitch. I'm sending 6 megs up to F264, up to YouTube. And then Facebook is also allegedly getting 6 megs. Does the image look better on Facebook than it did prior? I think it does. I would submit that it does. If you're commenting over on Facebook, however, I don't think I can actually see that. Wow. Yeah, interesting. I don't think that I can actually see that. So, but the image I think looks better on YouTube directly from vMix. I'm going to delete this vMix post that's in here. So yeah, if you play the previous live video from StreamYard and then you play this vMix stream, it definitely looks better. So it's soft because YouTube does audio and video compression. See, but I actually don't think so. I think what StreamYard was doing was taking the lowest common denominator of I was streaming to 8 platforms. So it was saying which is the least, and downgrading everybody to that and then piping it out to everyone. It wasn't doing individual streams, but it does appear that vMix is doing something like that. So it would appear. The image is definitely better over on Facebook. I agree with that. I think it actually does look better. So, yeah, I don't know about StreamYard anymore. I'm kind of disappointed that it seems to reduce the quality. Now, I'm still streaming to LinkedIn on StreamYard. And so if we go over to that and we view it on LinkedIn, we could see the original StreamYard quality. And I think it's pretty weak sauce, you know? Anyway, there you go. So that's the change in today's. The trade-off is I can only stream to less places, and I have to individually set up each destination, which is really annoying. But is that worth the trade that I get for the increase in quality? And I think I am going to say yes. That adding that workload to each of the streams seems to be worth the increase in quality that I'm getting. Now the question will be, I'm going to play around with outputs in vMix. So inside vMix, for example, save and close, I might change this now to stream at 2K because vMix, the current outputs in vMix are set, so it's 1080p 30. So I could up the quality of the stream and then stream to a higher bit rate to each of those platforms. The question I have is, will YouTube accept that? Will YouTube allow me to stream in 2K or 4K? That I don't know. That I do not know. I do have, you may have noticed, at the beginning and the end of the show, I have like some Christmassy style tunes that play. And this playlist sits on my computer for all year long until about a week before Thanksgiving, U.S. Thanksgiving. And then it fires up and, maybe it's after Canadian Thanksgiving. But anyways, that's like the holiday season, right? I'll give you a little update as to what I was up to over Thanksgiving. We took a quick little overnight day trip to the metropolis of Sarnia, Ontario, which sounds way more exciting than it was. Mostly because we wanted to just get away for a night with the kids. We weren't going to do a big Thanksgiving dinner this year. We were just going to do something easy, and we ended up not doing a dinner at all. But we drove across to Sarnia, and I took my F-150 with us, and we had dinner in the States at the restaurant known as Chili's in Port Huron, and then we went across the bridge, got to the hotel, checked in, and promptly went down to the pool. Checked out the pool with the kids, and it was empty, and we were like, heck yes. Ran upstairs, got changed, got the bathing suits on, came back downstairs, got in the pool, and it was like 30 degrees. And not the good 30 degrees. It was so cold. And I thought, wow, a hotel in Sarnia, Ontario in November not having a heated pool. I wondered if it was supposed to be heated. Maybe the heater was broken. I don't know. But it definitely was not heated. And so the kids and I stood with our feet in the pool. I got up to my waist, and that was as far as I was willing to go. My kids stood on the stairs and reluctantly did not swim. They were quite disappointed. And then we found a hot shower kind of around the corner. So they know about hot water. They just didn't have it in the pool. I'm sure it takes an immense amount of heat and energy to heat a pool that size. But anyway, so we called it quits. My wife just sat on the side of the pool while we waited for the kids to give up on that dream. And then we went back upstairs and we watched a show. And that seemed to work pretty well. So watched the show. Next morning, woke up, went to a park. So it was a kind of a warmish day for November in Ontario. It was in the 40s, 45 degrees. So we went, and again, not the good 45 degrees. Went to the park, and while we were getting ready to get out of the truck, somebody, a very polite and kind Canadian, came by and said, "Hey, your front tire is flat." looked at my front tire, and while I was sitting in the spot, the front tire completely lost all of its pressure. So here's an unexpected plan for the day. So I started removing tires, getting the spare tire. I called the tow truck to kind of give me a hand because I was the lug nuts were starting to strip on the wheel, and so I didn't want to damage that too much. So I called a professional to come and do that for me. But I jacked the truck up on the jacks, and I got the spare tire out eventually. That was also another story. Got all that ready. Well, we were at a park, so the kids went to the actual play area and played for an hour. And then they went and they found a salmon hatchery that's right there under the bridge. And so that was cool. So they checked that out. And then they came back, and about 45 minutes later, the tow truck showed up. So they helped me get the tire off, change all that out. I paid them. And then we got in the truck and promptly went to the one and only Swiss Chalet, to where we had our Thanksgiving chicken and French fries and salad. And if you go to Swiss Chalet, my go-to is quarter chicken white with a side, or a salad with a side order of fries. Now they botched that up and they brought a side order of salads put the fries with the chicken. You get less fries that way, but probably better for my health overall. The kids ordered chicken strips, and my son wanted cheese pizza, which they do apparently. So there you go. But we had the proper quarter chicken dinner with fries and salad, and that was delicious. And then we made our way across the border. Now, while we were under the bridge, waiting for the truck to get fixed, the bridge was just backed up, right? So everybody's going across the border for Black Friday deals and Thanksgiving and whatever. So the bridge was just packed full. We ate our lunch and got on the bridge at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and the bridge was completely clear. We drove pretty much right up to the line. We had 3 people in front of us. Went through. The guy asked me way more questions than was required for him to do his job, quite frankly. And he was quite a stickler for details on things. But anyways, we were coming across. We were going home, back to our house. I'm Canadian, so home is Canada. But anyways, I was headed back to our home, our residence. And he had lots of questions about stuff that seemed over the top. But we crossed the border. We went home, got back right around dinner time. We were home. So that was quite an adventure. But there you go. You just have to push the stream. You just have to push the stream button, and it activates all of them. Yes, except don't you want to title things? Don't you want to put the details in? So if you just push stream, then it just pushes a generic stream, and that's lame sauce. I want to be sure that the title is correct, so you guys kind of know what it is that we're planning on talking about. Well, so there you go. Yes, YouTube allows for 1440 up to 30 megs. Here is your answer on the Google support page. Thank you. I appreciate that information. That's very helpful. I will attempt that. I will send a YouTube stream at 4K and see if it works well enough. If it does, we'll do that and increase the resolution even more. If you ever visit Finland, let me invite you to some winter swimming. Very popular here. Yes, I watched Travel Man with Richard Ayuadi. I can't say his last name. Moss from IT Crowd. And doesn't he go to Finland and do some swimming or whatever, cold water swimming, and he hates every minute. It's great. I love Travel Man. I think that's some of his best work. Actually, there's nothing that Richard has ever been in that I dislike. So shout out to the UK for producing that comedian, because he's hilarious. This is a limitation in vMix. It bugs me too. It should bug you. It should bug all of us. It's unacceptable. No, I'm kidding. It's a bummer that they don't allow that, and that you have to go into the studio and edit it. But you can edit it, I think, before you go live, right? Because you can push the software, and then you say go live, and then it does it. So I think that's an option, because we do that for churches and stuff, that you have to push the go live button inside YouTube and make sure that it's ready to go when you're ready to go. And so, you know what? What we could do is I could set a reoccurring show. That's what I'll do. I'll just set Thursday's show when I'm done with Tuesday's show. And then it will be in there and we'll have the correct key as well. So let's do that. That's the plan. Plan has been made. I definitely like streaming this to directly from vMix to YouTube. I feel like we get max quality. And vMix has some preloaded stuff in here, so that seems to also work really well. But I don't like that I'm going to lose LinkedIn. I wonder if there is a way to set that up as like an RTMP stream, maybe. I'm going to get a text message here from LinkedIn for my verification code. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Just check my phone real quick. People are funny. Okay, so inside here, if I switch over to the company page, the actual BirdDog page, maybe I want to push it to BirdDog, to the actual BirdDog page. Maybe I don't. How am I pushing this just to my YouTube page? I think I am. Am I just pushing, or not YouTube, my LinkedIn page? I may just be pushing this directly to the LinkedIn. Yeah, it's just going to my direct LinkedIn page. So if that's the case, does LinkedIn have, is this even running? Yeah, okay, this is working. Am I just pushing, or so does LinkedIn have the ability? Wait a minute, what was that? Go back. Oh yeah, okay. So does LinkedIn have the ability, unlikely, right, to set up like an RTMP stream directly to it so that when I go live it just pushes, right? Is that an option? Video. I don't know. I really don't like that I'm going to lose LinkedIn because I feel like LinkedIn is a good part of the StreamYard integration, but also us offering us the support show on LinkedIn. It is very BirdDog related, and I want to be able to do that still. But it's not a major portion of our traffic. It's just it's a bummer if I'm going to lose it. But anyways, yes, that's how you do it. So you just set up the show prior using the same key as you used before, and then, okay, got it. Because that is how I am doing things elsewhere in other venues. So it's annoying. There's a little extra work involved. But I would definitely like to up the quality of this show. And if I can up the resolution, that would be amazing. So my computer, the Stream Dudes machine is not struggle bussing to do this. So I like that a lot. Well, this has been a very productive show. I like that. I like the fact that, first of all, I've found a bunch of stuff out. This annual budget expires, billing information. I'm just looking at my StreamYard. When did I think it's like February or something. Oh, it's like June. Invoice. Did I pay for a whole year? Invoices. Why did I pay in September? Oh, I must have increased. That's what I did. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to let this expire. I'm not going to. Card, update your card. No. Yeah, so I'm just going to let this expire. I'm probably not going to renew it. I will use StreamYard to go to the other platforms until the end of May. So LinkedIn will continue to have a stream, but I will be using vMix directly, and I'll probably not be responding to chat. So vMix and Twitter are where those other two accounts go, but then I'll probably stop using it. You can cancel it and get a refund. I don't know if they'd refund me or not. Would they? I don't think they would. I think it's a paid in full deal. Cancel. Choose a basic plan. Yeah, I don't know if they would give me a refund or not, man. Oh, nuts. Yeah, okay. So I'm not 100% sure about that. But I will be using, for the time being, let's run it for the rest of the year. So till the end of the year, and it's only like 6 more shows. We are going to use vMix Social. You're going to find this show, birddogjohn.tv. It's the place to be. And you're going to find me over there at birddogjohn.tv, and you're going to find me over on Facebook if you want to follow along on Facebook on the user group. Or you can find me over on Twitch. So my Twitch handle is just BirdDogJohn, and I will be streaming there as well. And if you attend on Twitch or on YouTube, then it will feed the vMix Social just like Josh is doing here over on YouTube, and it'll show up nice and handy there. So the other piece about StreamYard is bringing in guests, right? And so now we're going to have to talk about vMix Caller. I haven't had great success with vMix Caller, unfortunately, but I don't have a ton of guests come on the show other than Jake. And so that might be something that we figure out how to use and go down that road. So we will do a show on vMix Video Call, and I will... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and we'll figure out how to do that, because that sounds like a good little test run that we should do. Maybe I could bend Josh's arm and see if he wants to play along with this with that experiment one of these days. So we will plan on doing that in a future show. The truth is that we just need more guests, and I agree with Josh on that. So hey, if you're doing something cool in the NDI world and you want to come on the show, we could just probably just use BirdDog Cloud for that, which is true. This is interesting. If I add it to the queue, let's think about this real quick. Let me think about this, because there is a... Okay, cancel this. Sorry, I'm monkeying around with Facebook. So it's going to have to be in vMix Caller. If we're going to be sending these things directly to YouTube, then it's going to have to be vMix Caller that we do this on. And so, because I got to bring it in at the source at this point. So yeah, we could definitely do vMix Cloud. Now, if I go to, this is why I was here. If I go here, automatically update title with the most recent entries. What does that mean? For 15 seconds, queued entries only. Oh, look at that. Okay, so now we're automatically. Do you want to do this on Thursday? Says Josh. Okay, so I didn't trigger that. So I wonder if I add them to the queue, if that would do it. Wait. Repeat entries? Don't repeat entries. Queued entries only. Interesting. Okay, so don't repeat. Oh, this is cool. All right. View the queue. Clear the queue. And then if I go back to view all and I put Josh in the queue, cancel it and get a refund. Does this fire automatically? And then does it... Cancel it and get a refund. Okay, so it does fire it automatically. And then if I add something to that queue, I think I need this to be just less than that. Like Interesting. Well, this is certainly fun. Okay, so now we're going to change this to 5. We're going to add Josh another one to the queue. Oh, weird. It changed it. Remove from queue, add to queue. I changed it to 5 seconds. I think it was set to 15, so it was taking a while to show them. Oh, it's still taking a while to show them. Automatically update titles with the most recent entries. Queued entries only. Trigger on overlay 4. Rotation. What does that mean? What does rotation mean? View the queue. Clear the queue. Let's try this again. View all. Add Josh's to the queue. Bugs me too. Okay, so that was pretty fast. What does rotation mean? Add to queue. Okay, so I've added a second one to the queue. Yeah, that's how you do it. Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Is there a... Okay, so now we need to change the lower thirds settings. I'm going to just turn off this trigger for the moment. Then I'm going to go back to the socials tab and I'm going to say add to queue. So I have to clear it, I think. Right? So I'm going to change this to overlay 2 because first of all, overlay 2 is not working correctly. So we're going to do this. So this is now overlay 2. Socials, trigger overlay 2. No. Okay, so okay, that's still firing overlay 2 from... Whoa, that was fast. So we're going to go settings. And we're going to say... Oh, it's not actually in settings. This is going to be over in companion. Launch, buttons, overlay, program overlay 2 is this one. And I want this to be input. Yeah, here it is. I want this to now be input number 49. Jeez. So here, 49. And I want feedback on this input number 49. And so if I hit program 2, boom. How long does that stay up there, I wonder? And then if I add this to the queue, how does this work? This just stays up indefinitely? I don't like that. So how does this work? View the queue, clear the queue, clear, view all. So then we go back here and add to queue. And then add to queue. Let's see what happens here, if anything. If you point the cloud input at the vMix machine, the source appears as a local anyway. So while we've explored this, I'm not really sure the added value here. I do, because we're trying to figure out how to do this basically without StreamYard. Now, this just stays up indefinitely. Okay, vMix social, what's the deal here? When do you clear? Clear the slide. Automatically update titles with the most recent entries. Trigger overlay 2. It's not clearing. So do I have to clear that manually? Ew. I don't like that as much. I guess we could say I guess we could say that we could leave the vMix social item automatically refresh like after 15 seconds, but then inside vMix, I want this guy to clear after 12 seconds. And so now if I go to vMix, I want to see this all work, right? So I'm going to clear the queue and say yeesh. And then I'm going to say view all. And I'm going to put Heinrich in here as a example, but also read his stuff. So he says, hey, Heinrich here from Johannesburg. How about a BirdDog version of vMix with BirdDog Cloud integrated? Good vibes. Well, that would be quite the ask. Okay, so let's see if this works. That came up, but it looked like it took 12 seconds to show up. So that's weird. Okay, and then if I add Josh's comment here, add to queue, you're missing the previous comment. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Okay, cancel. Let's clear the queue. Clear the queue. View all. Okay, so now we're going to see if Josh's comment, it's not disappearing. What is going on here? I checked it. Let's go ahead and edit and then close. Oh, is that? It's because I'm using the wrong output now. Because I changed the output. Overlay input 2 off. Edit. Okay, one more time, folks. So, well, back to socials. So we're going to say Thursday. Add this to queue. Heinrich, I don't know about adding or creating a BirdDog version of vMix. First of all, vMix works very well, and so it would be very hard to implement that and like compete directly with them. But I would be more interested in working with them, because that seems to be, that would work pretty well. Okay, this never, okay, add to queue. It should go after 5 seconds, so I'm not sure what I'm missing here, vMix social. If I pull this up, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Something's up. All right, let's not do that. Let's just say add to queue. Why isn't it sending? View the queue, send. All right. Well, that doesn't work quite as well as I'd like. Because I kind of like this Thursday. If you send it, then you can control this a bit. But the auto out takes 12 seconds. And ew. Oh, it's just auto off. That's why. And I think that we need to decrease that then back to, let's say, back to 8 seconds. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop. Okay, so then we say edit. All right, let's try this again. So I think right now the way that my workflow works is the order that you show. I know I'm jumping around like crazy. So Josh says, "You're killing me now." The order that you show your comments matters. Yes, it does. Absolutely. I'm sorry that I'm jumping around because I'm totally just playing with the content that you're sending in. Let's start over, and we'll sort this out here. So this Heinrich, one of the reasons for this, though, the reason why I'm like shy away from it is just vMix does such a great job at actually integrating NDI and working as an actual video switcher that I would like to see a closer partnership with vMix more than I would like to try and build my own, my own switcher. Mostly because we do really well with the endpoints, the encode, the decode. I want somebody else to take all that in and handle all the actual video handling of the streams. And there's no point in reinventing the wheel when vMix does it really well. However, we could bring in, basically make them local sources. So if, for example, my Stream Dudes machines, which is what Josh, I believe, is talking about here. It's the vMix machine. If you bring them into that machine, they appear as local sources anyway. So he's not really sure what value that would be added if you were to integrate cloud with vMix. So, or with a vMix style switcher, because when you fire up vMix and you're bringing those things in via cloud, they show up as local sources anyways, which is what vMix is looking for. So that's kind of what we're thinking here is I could bring cloud sources, NDI sources across as, my full-on sources, bring them into vMix and then just produce the show that way. The thing I have to do, though, is I have to make my own little interview panel inside of vMix if we're going to do that, because we will have to create that little like virtual set, if you will. So the way we're going to do that is I'm going to load up one of these like virtual sets here. And here, I can cut this over, but first let me change the setup. Layer input 1. Oh, whoops. Layer input 1 is going to be my P200. Which channel is that again? Opening. Where is it? Is it this one? Oh, crap. Cancel that. None. All right, the layer box 1 is going to be this camera. Nope, that's not it. I'm just trying to get a camera in here, and then I can switch over to it. You can see what it is that I'm doing. All right, well, let's do this anyways. So if I cut over, so now we got to make like this little interview panel, right? And here I am. That's my P4K in the bottom. So I'm going to change that camera to source number 35. That's the one that I want, which is this output. So source number 35 is this guy. And I think I actually want me to be in the box number 2 instead, because, and I'll have my little interviewee over on, I can put my own little placeholder over here for now. But I have the person that I'm talking to in box number 1, mostly because when I look at my computer, I kind of want to look towards that, right? But my tendency is to look at my screen, which is over here. So you want to look towards the numero uno. So yes, that is how I think I want to do that. Although I don't really care for this background. So what we're going to do there is we're going to go to backgrounds, and I'm going to add a photo, which is in, where are we here? Add in a photo or an image. Add an image. Let's add an image. And we're going to go to my Twitch files, and I'm going to look at the BirdDog John live background, which is this one. And I'm going to hit OKBs. Where is that? Why did that not get added? Oh, there we go. And then, so that's input 51. And the inputs continue to grow. And I'm going to say layer, background, input, 51. Boom, which is this one. So that works really well. And then the borders are should be invisible because I don't care for that white border. And then overlay 1. What is that? Nothing. Okay, so we'll monkey around with that later, I guess. But here, this will be my like one-person interview, and when we bring that source in, then we can dump it into there. The only, again, the nice thing about StreamYard is you can solo that person so that you don't have to be on camera the whole time. But there are multiples of these inputs, and so we could actually video switch between, like if Josh was to come on the show, I could video switch between his full input and this interview input. If we go back to that, I'm just going to do one more like interview virtual set. And here I'm going to add like a 3-man chat. And so let's do 3 or 4. Yeah, whatever. We'll do 3 for now. So here in the 3-man chat, I am going to change this input now to P200. Ah, crap. I did that again. Say none. Actually, so I changed the background by accident. So change my background there. Then I'm going to say layer, box number 2. And we're going to say P200. That doesn't look right at all. What's going on there? That's not right. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing. So I put inside layer 2, I'm sorry, inside box number 2, I put my P200, but it dumped the whole thing on top for some reason, which was this guy. Why is it doing that, I wonder? So if we say reset position, nope. Let's try a different source. Let's see if the P110 does that. The P110 does not do that. Weird. That's very strange. If I say cameras, what is the camera? 25. Okay, so there's another way to do this. Here. Camera 25. Ah. That's weird. Why did it do that? I wonder. I have no idea why, by the way. So we're going to turn off borders. Yoink, because I don't care for borders. And now I've got these two options, basically, so that I could have like one guest or 2 guests. And we'll probably get to the place where we're going to do multiple guests because we're going to do an end of the year show. And now we're going to do this all over cloud. So that'll be fun. But this will be a fun experiment as to can vMix really do this? You know, can we get all that? So, hey, I'll send you a branded background. Is what my I put it in the queue. Let's see if it actually goes. I don't think it will. All right, we'll remove that and just say send. That would be great, Josh. If you have something else, I do have this one that was technically for my show. Oh, I'm sorry, I do have this one, which was technically for my show, that when I used to do interviews like this was the background that I would use. But yeah, that's all good there. Hey, depending on your vMix license version, I prefer adding a few mix inputs to sub-switch all my multi-box picture-in-picture windows from a single place. assign box 1 to mix 1, box 2, and so on. Oh, that's a good idea. Sherman, what's going on? It's been a while. It has definitely been a while. Welcome back to the show. Always a pleasure to have you. And that is a good idea. So we could... okay, so that's an interesting idea. So here, with this one that you're looking at right now, we could change box 1. Can I do output 1? No. Oh, that's strange. Okay, so add an input. I want to NDI, and I want it to do output. No, that's not going to work. Okay, so you're saying like mix 1 essentially. Okay. I think I can map it out of my head here to do that. That's a good idea. So that you could control them basically. Control those boxes. 1 is the loneliest. Touche. I'm just setting this up for future use, future use. That'd be good. I'm kind of excited about this. It's like I'm ready to rewire my brain here for this. And the other option is this guy, right? Although I'm not perfectly center, which would drive me crazy if I had to sit in a room like this. Can I close this? Camera. Oh, get out of here. Oh, that's cool. All right, so I misspoke. There is a way. Here, when you're doing the 1 and 2, you can definitely spotlight that one person. And so that's cool. That's really cool. And then you can go back, and then we can spotlight number 1, and we can go back. I'm not too sure what... The first 2 presets are nothing. But I like this because that's super helpful. Okay, cool. But on this guy, there are no real presets here because you can't. So I wonder if there's a way to... There is, but it's a little ridiculous. You can totally mess with the preset, like with the pan tilt. So we could technically do this and be like, oh, like they wants to, oh, we need to speed that up. We need to like just talk with, like if this guy's just talking, you can have 2 people talking and eliminate the third guy. That's kind of mean. It's kind of cruel. So that is why 1, 2, 3, and 4 don't, or 1, 2, and 3 don't work. However, if I were to, let's close that one down. So we'll get rid of 1, 2, and 3. We'll say input. We'll say title slide. We'll say, not title slide, virtual set. And now we have an option to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I like, okay, so that's good. So if we say okay on that, and I say setup background 51, all right, and then I say, all right, box number 1 is going to be moi, and then we'll cut over to that. All right, so that's cool. And now the actual camera options, yes, we can highlight all of those people so we can jump around. Okay, so I like that. I think that's good. That's acceptable. And we're just going to set this up for proper border. I'm going to just turn those off. Yeah. Now I might move myself over to number 2 because that is my I like looking this way, right? So box number 1, we'll say none. All right, cool. So and now I do have that actual camera positioning that works well, where everybody's in on the same. And then, although if I do it this way, I can't zoom in on number 1. So let's change that. I can zoom in on me, but I can't. Cancel. All right, let's try this. Position should be this and this. Boom. All right, so now when we're in this shot, I can focus on guest 1, guest 3, guest 4, and then all of us. So that's cool. That's a cool idea. And that really, I think that's accurate. If I medium speed, I guess. And then my other option is this one. So cool. Very cool. I think I'm okay with that. I think I don't mind that as an option for bringing. Now I've got to bring everybody in over cloud. So I have another machine that does that. But there you go. No, you will add a mix input. Use the quick input add side caret menu. 2 is the loneliest number. It's the loneliest number since the number 1. I appreciate you keeping it pretty light in here, NetHab. That's always good. So now my other question is, if I'm bringing in questions, right? It kind of covers up those 2 down there, but it doesn't for this shot. So, okay then. Okay, so Sherman is saying mix inputs. So we're going to need to add mix inputs for this to work. So add mix. Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. There. Okay, yes. Ooh. Mix input 2. Preview. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's a cool idea. Fascinating. So if I were, let's add 35, which is let's add 25, which is the 200. Oh. Interesting. That's an interesting idea. So I could have multiple. Oh. All right. My brain is melting a little bit here. So technically, let's just do this like pseudo. So I'm going to put 2 other inputs in here. Okay. And one's going to be P4K, one's going to be P120. Or I'm sorry, 110. So now on this screen that we're looking at here with the 2 guests, okay, I'm going to go to setup. I'm going to say box 1. And I'm going to say input number 53, which is mix 2. Oh, fascinating. And then I could cut between those. Ah, interesting. Okay. All right. So that's very fascinating. Fascinating indeed. And even do like slow transition. Interesting. So now inside of this screen, right? So let's this is super confusing. So I'll use other inputs for it. But inside like a screen like this, if I want to be in this screen, number 2, I could set that camera to this shot and cut over to it. And then inside this 4x4 shot, I will change my camera setup source in box 2 to mix 2. Boom. Okay, it's the same one. But now I can switch between cameras, so input sources, by just clicking one button. And it keeps that source in that box. Okay? So then I could assign, so as sources come in, so I could make mixes 2, 3, and 4. And I would assign my P200, my main camera. I could do 1 through 5 actually, or 1 through 4. But mixes 1 through 4 and have them as boxes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you just assign those sources inside that mix, and then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't have to individually do it. I could just line it up in the mix. Okay. I'm not sure that's any faster than just assigning them individually, like bringing them in as sources and then assigning them individually. But it definitely gives a fair bit more flexibility because it offered, well, you know, in this instance, for example, let's add another mix real quick. So add a mix. And I'm just going to mute these channels just so that we're not getting any cross audio or anything. Inside mix 3, let's just use a video because that's the easiest thing to do. So I'm going to put flex in there. And then I'm going to add in box 1, I'm going to add mix 3, which is now input number 54. There. Now, why it's not actually playing the video, I don't know. Let's cut. Okay, so they actually have to be video sources. They can't just be that. So I don't know what else I have other than my own cameras that I could use here. I guess there's a countdown timer that's in here. Or I'm sorry, this one, cut this, yeah. So this is an overlay that is a source, essentially, but it's something different. But then if I want to change that source to anything else, I could just dump that source in there and then cut to it. That's cool. Okay, so now you definitely have a lot more control over what's being shown in each of these boxes, and you don't have to do it raw. So I don't have to necessarily go box 3, change it to, P4K. See how like, boom, happens instantly when I click it? Whereas if I was using the mix, I could set it up. So before, remember up here, I had starting stream. So before, that's going on right there. And I could even have like a placeholder box or something like that, like an offline, BirdDog offline button that's in those mixes. But then when somebody comes online, I could add that source in the preview option. And then I could fade over to it. Hey, we're going to welcome so-and-so to the show. And then here they come. So that's a fair bit, like from a output standpoint, that's a fair bit more control. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, I like that. I'm going to do this for now just to signify that these are the ones that I'm going to use later. But that's the plan. And so we need to definitely have more people on this show so that now this box also needs to do this so that when I'm here. Okay, so those are the interview platforms. I would like to close this if possible. Can I close it? No, I guess I have to leave it on camera. Okay, and then the mix stuff. That's super helpful, Sherman. Thank you for cluing me in on that because that's a lot of useful information. Okay, it's 20 after 1. I have to go. But thank you so much for playing along, everybody. This has been quite the experiment, that's for sure. The rabbit hole opened in his mind. Time saving, having to need to adjust every multi-viewer. It gives you a submix so you can assign a one place in all the multi-viewer flows. Yeah, hopefully it's helpful if you have a lot of multi-looks. Yes, I will have at least 2 because I'm going to be doing like interview stuff, right? So, yeah, that should be hopefully pretty helpful. Can seem complex, but hopefully when you have lots of looks or changing out guests, yeah, that is very helpful. I like that a lot. So we've done a lot here today, folks. We have explored streaming options straight out of vMix, which I'm pretty much convinced that's what I'm going to do, with the exception of Twitter and LinkedIn still going through StreamYard. But those platforms will not be feeding vMix Social. The only ones that will be feeding vMix Social are going to be YouTube and Twitch. So those are the places that you need to hang out with us if you want to chat with me. BirdDogJohn.tv, that's the place that it should be. So feel free to join me there. Otherwise, I think I need to sign off and wish you all adieu. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate that, as always. And we will do this again another day. Probably on Thursday at 11 o'clock Eastern time right here, 11 to 12 at least, maybe till 1, who knows. I'm going to try and find a guest. It might be Josh. We'll see if he's available. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves. I really appreciate you guys spending time with me. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great week, and we'll see you closer to the end. So cheers, guys. Take it easy. Bye.
That's a problem for future Homer. Man, I don't envy that guy.
Resistance is futile.